The story you're about to see is about a legendary black woman they rarely mention, but whose legacy demands to be remembered. Born around 1583 in Kingdom of Ndongo, she would rise to become monarch unlike any other. First as regent, then as queen, and in many ways as king, she ruled over Ndongo and Matamba with brilliance, fire, and strategy. Her name was Nzinga Mbande. God bless you. Check this out. Imagine a leader so formidable, so brilliant, that an entire empire declares war on her. This isn't fiction. This is the story of a black African queen, Nzinga Mbande, a 17th century African ruler whose name became a symbol of resistance. For nearly 40 years, she waged a relentless war against the Portuguese Empire, not just for land, but for the very soul of her people. Her story begins not on the battlefield, but at the negotiating table. In 1621, Nzinga, then a princess, journeyed to the Portuguese colony of Luanda. With unmatched diplomatic skill, she secured a peace treaty. The terms were clear. Portugal would withdraw its forces from her Kingdom of Ndongo, and in return, peace would reign. But for the Portuguese, a treaty was just paper. Their true goal was the expansion of the brutal slave trade, and they had no intention of honoring their word. They continued their raids, violating the agreement almost immediately. Then, in 1624, Nzinga's brother died, and she ascended to the throne. As queen, she demanded the Portuguese respect the treaty they had signed. More than that, she took a revolutionary step. She offered freedom and sanctuary to any enslaved Africans who escaped Portuguese territory. This single act was a direct strike at the heart of the colonial economy and its military power. For the Portuguese, this was the last straw. A powerful, defiant African queen was dismantling their system of exploitation. They saw her not as a sovereign ruler, but as an obstacle to be removed. Instead of negotiating, they propped up a puppet king, a rival nobleman they could control. They demanded Nzinga step down. She refused. Her defiance, her strategic brilliance, and her commitment to her people were seen as a declaration of war. And so, on March 15, 1626, the Portuguese Empire officially declared war on Queen Nzinga. This wasn't just a battle. It was the start of a decades-long epic, a testament to one woman's unbreakable will to protect her people from the horrors of colonialism and the slave trade. Forced from her capital, Nzinga didn't surrender. She adapted. Using the islands in the Kwanza River as a natural fortress, she led a fierce resistance. But the Portuguese, with their superior firepower, eventually pushed her into exile. This wasn't the end, but a new beginning. While in exile, Nzinga proved her genius. She forged an alliance with the fearsome Mbangala warriors, a nomadic military society. With their strength combined with her leadership, she didn't just reclaim land, she conquered the neighboring Kingdom of Matamba, deposing its queen and creating a new, powerful base of operations far from Portugal's immediate reach. Her new army was a coalition of the willing, former enemies, runaway slaves, and even Portuguese-trained African soldiers who had defected to her cause. She built a kingdom founded on resistance. Then, in 1641, the game changed. A new European power, the Dutch, arrived and seized the port of Luanda from the Portuguese. Nzinga, ever the strategist, saw an opportunity. She exploited the European rivalry, forming an alliance with the Dutch against their common enemy. This Afro-Dutch coalition was the greatest threat the Portuguese had ever faced in Central Africa. In 1644, at the Battle of Ngola, Nzinga's forces, bolstered by her new alliance, crushed a Portuguese army. The victory sent shockwaves through the region. However, the war was far from over. 2 years later, at the Battle of Kavanga, Nzinga suffered a devastating defeat. Her sister was captured, and with her, Nzinga's personal archives, revealing all her strategies and alliances to the enemy. Yet, even this crippling blow couldn't break her. By 1647, she was back on the offensive, fighting alongside her Dutch allies, defeating another Portuguese army, and coming closer than ever to driving them from the continent entirely. Just as victory seemed within reach, Portuguese reinforcements arrived from Brazil and recaptured Luanda. The Dutch withdrew, leaving Nzinga to face the empire alone once more. Now in her 60s, an age when most would retire,
Nzinga retreated to her fortress Kingdom of Matamba and unleashed a brilliant campaign of guerrilla warfare. Her forces ambushed Portuguese supply lines, raided their settlements, and made the cost of occupation unbearable. She became a constant, painful thorn in the side of the empire. This sustained pressure, her refusal to be beaten, finally forced the Portuguese to do what they had resisted for decades. They came to the negotiating table. In 1656, a final peace treaty was signed. It wasn't a treaty of surrender, but one of recognition. The Portuguese Empire officially acknowledged Nzinga Mbande as the sovereign ruler of Matamba and Ndongo. After a lifetime of war, she had won. Her legacy is one of military genius, diplomatic cunning, and an unbreakable spirit that secured her people's freedom. Thank you so much for watching. If you were inspired by the incredible story of Queen Nzinga, please hit that like button. And be sure to subscribe for more stories of historical figures who changed the world. See you next time.